All right, for this activity, you are going to be working with snowflake stencils. So we have either the outer piece that is left over after punching the stencil out, or the inner piece. Either one of them is going to work for this project. So I'm going to place it in the center of my paper, and then I'm going to trace it with my Sharpie. Remember, when we trace, we want to hold it in place, and we want to drag along the edge of the object that I'm tracing, making sure that our marker or Sharpie is always touching. And then I can move my hand out of the way. This is going to be a little bit difficult, but you guys are all capable. Take your time. All right, and then I want the sections inside. Now, I can also do this with the inside piece, and I'll show you that in just a minute. All right, from here, I have my stencil traced, I have my snowflake on my paper. I am pretty happy with it as is. If you decided you wanted to add more to it, you can. I think I like it just how it is, so I'm going to leave it this way. Now, I can also use the outer piece from popping the stencil out, and I can work with this option as well to trace. All right, so with that snowflake is drawn. I think I want to add some more in it. I just feel like I want these lines in here. Give it a little bit more design. All right, the next step, once you have your snowflakes traced, you are going to be working with tissue paper. This is a special tissue paper. It's called a bleeding tissue paper. No, it doesn't have a boo-boo. So you will have your selection of colors. You want to work with either warm colors, which are reds, pinks, yellows, oranges, or cool colors, blues, greens, and purples. So for this particular one, I am going to work with cool colors. And I'm just going to take the squares and I'm setting them all over my paper. They can go right over the top, some of each other. They can overlap, filling in. All right, and with that, I think I've got enough coverage on there. All right, once I've set my tissue papers in place, I'm going to work with a container of water and a watercolor brush. And all I'm going to do is get water on my brush. I kind of hold these in place and I start to paint water right over the top. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit to dry and we'll take a look at it at the end of the video. You can also do warm colors. So I will show you my warm colored example as well. Remember, warm colors are red, orange, yellow, and pink. So we can do a version with warm colors and have a different look to our sky. All right, these are all wet. I'm setting this aside. I'm letting it dry, and I'll see you in a minute to show you what they look like all finished. All right, so here are my warm colors. So I've laid these out with my pinks and my purples, my reds. And so I want to come back through just like I did with my cool colors, and I want to coat them all with water. Get the bleeding tissues to bleed onto my paper. And boy, oh boy, do I love the way these look when we're all done. These will take time to dry, so at the end of class you want to put them onto the drying rack. Make sure your name's on the front, or I'm sorry, make sure your name is on the back of your paper before you get started. All right, and then we let these dry. So in just a second, we will see what they look like finished. All right, so now that my tissue paper is dry, I am going to start to peel it off. I can actually just kind of shake it off if I wanted to, and all of these pieces fall. And then look at how cool all of these prints are. You can tell, ooh, that one was pretty dry and didn't leave anything. I must have forgotten to paint that section. Just shaking them all off. And look how cool when it is all done. This is my cool color picture with my blues, greens, and purples. And this is my warm color picture with my reds, oranges, pinks. I could have used yellows too. I don't think I used yellows in mine. We'll zoom out. So there it is when they are all complete.